What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. The lights aren't turned on in this room. Hang on. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Freestyle Friday. I am late. I'm running behind, but I'm almost ready for fun. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. Overhead 1. Wait, which one's this? That one's red. There we go. That's looking better. Hi guys, what's new? How are you this Friday? Did you survive the week? Are you dead? Not dead? Survived the week? I was scrambling to load the car with all kinds of shit from the apartment to come here to Maggie's, and tomorrow we can get into the new house. And that's wild. So I've got, my car is just filled with shit, just like random stuff that I can throw in the basement of the new house. Basically, I have a whole bunch of these tubs. Hey, here's a life hack for you. Go to Costco or, I don't know, go to a place that has Rubbermaid tubs for cheap. Costco used to have like 3 clear Rubbermaid tubs for like, I don't know, 15 bucks, 18 bucks, 20 bucks. And they got to be cheap because the life hack is to buy shitloads of them. So you go and basically every single time I went to Costco, I would get like a set of 6 or 9 or 3. And eventually I had like 40 or 50 of the goddamn things. I lost half of them in the divorce, unfortunately, but I still have a lot of them. And what they're cool for is I have them all in the car. I can bring them to the new house, empty them out, and then reuse them for the rest of the move. And then like on the, so right now they're filled with like empty boxes for camera stuff, quad stuff, Christmas decorations, all kinds of whatnot. So that's the stuff that like lives in these things. But yeah, if you're in a situation where you can take 2 trips to move, you can move them once, dump them out, bring them back, throw them back in. Yeah. And then here's the other real life hack is that they're stackable, because this is why you got to buy them all at once as quick as you can. Because if you wait like a year, they'll change the design and then they won't all stack. So you got to buy as many of them as you can all at once. I played this game with these really beefy black and yellow Rubbermaids, and then they changed the design and then they won't stack, and I was kind of learned my lesson with that. But yeah, there you go, life hack that has nothing to do with FPV. What's up, friends? Freestyle Friday. We are going to be doing a fresh top to bottom BetaFlight 4.3 stable setup on this Mob 6 with the, this is a Mob 6 ELRS Meteor 65 frame and the old school Happy Model 0802 25,000 kV motors on the Gemfan triblades. This is kind of my old school ultimate freestyle tinywhoop build. This little guy is the new generation of ultimate freestyle tinywhoop build. So we're going old versus new. Same camera, same canopy, same frame, different antennas. This one has a whip antenna. It's a little bit lighter. This one has the CP buried inside the canopy. So yeah, this will be pretty fun. I also finally glued, weldered the antenna down on the newbie drone rig. This has the brand new tinywhoop.com 0802 30,000 kV motors, and now it has a Caddx Ant camera. So this now has arguably the best of the tinywhoop toothpick cameras, and it's on the Gemfan triblades. And then I also built another 75 rig because I like to torture myself. I had all the parts. I have a feeling that I'm going to either sell this on eBay or I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do any more. I've tried to do these full build giveaways to like, you know, get a bunch of more people to subscribe to the Patreon or the channel. And it never really seems to work all that well. I'll get like 2 or 3 new people, which is like an extra 10 bucks. So yeah, I'm thinking instead, whenever I have full builds, that they're gonna be like eBay auctions. And what I want to do with this is like every week, every other week, during a live stream, set an eBay auction to go live and set it up for 1 full week. So the following week, halfway through the live stream, the eBay auction ends, and maybe it could be a fun little, you know, people sniping each other in the eBay auction. I definitely want to do that with the 3 glide builds that I'm doing. Why not do it with other stuff? So yeah, this, maybe the 250 at some point. Who the hell knows? So lots of cool stuff going. This is a Mob7 V4 frame, and then it's a V1 Acrobee AIO with the BeeCeiver, Newbie Drone's BeeCeiver, the Newbie Drone canopy, and then I've got direct soldered to this T-motor 0803 22,000s with the Gemfan biblades. And it's set up for, it's got BT 2.0, and I have a bunch of these big old 450 mAh BT 2.0 BetaFPV batteries. So yeah, this will be, you know, this is us just sort of revisiting the 75mm thing. Joshua just put up a video talking about what's the best tinywhoop, and he said in that video that unequivocally it's 65mm, which I 100% agree with, and I'm probably a big part of the reason that he said that. A lot of the comments are like, nah, you're full of shit, bro, 75 for life. So this is kind of good timing, because we can put, where is it now? We can put this up in the air back to back with these 65s, and you guys will absolutely see that 75 makes no sense whatsoever for the job that a tinywhoop is for, which is inside the house. And this is a big house too, so this thing has all the advantage possible. I have a feeling that most of the people that are commenting saying 75 is better are people that are flying their tinywhoops outside, which just doesn't make any sense. It's not for outside, like, period. Toothpicks are for outside. The end. This is not the right job for flying outside. This has ducts on it, which make it much less aerodynamic and much less efficient. And the ducts are important for when you're inside the house where the walls are really close to you and you're constantly bouncing off the walls. A toothpick is for outside when there's not walls 6 inches from you at all times. Big FPV says it's a preference. I disagree. I actually disagree with that. It's a perfectly fine argument, but I really do disagree. This is a tool for flying inside, where all of the distances are condensed inside, right? Door wells are very tight. Outside, all of the distances, all of the gaps that you're going to shoot are huge in comparison to inside. And a toothpick just makes a lot more sense. I just don't. And toothpicks are also infinitely safe. Like, there's not a toothpick that's going to hurt anyone ever. So the whole, like, oh, you know, toothpick outside because it's safer thing, I don't agree with that at all. Tinywhoops are tools for the job of flying inside of your house. For flying small outside of your house, take the ducts off and it's going to fly so much better and more efficient, and you know, it's going to fly so much better that you're probably going to crash less outside because you're not going to have to deal with, you know, the whoop washout and all that kind of stuff. Just trust me on this one. Build yourself a toothpick for outside. Build yourself a tinywhoop for inside. Use the right tool for the right job. These things are so cheap too. You know, for $100, you can get a Mob6 ELRS that's absolutely wild. And that's your tool for flying inside the house. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys why I'm so passionate about that here tonight, because the difference in flight performance is really kind of staggering. And I'm giving this thing all the possible, all the advantage I possibly can. And it's still, it's just too heavy. The 75mm rigs are just too heavy for inside the house, period. End of story. Skippy says, just put 27,000 kV in the Vito, you need to try one. I don't really need to try one. I've flown rigs like that before. They're not my deal. If I'm going to fly outside, it's going to be with a 3-inch toothpick, more efficiency, better flight performance, more power, more throw. I understand why some people dig the Babito. It's a great little frame. But yeah, it's just, there's nothing that it does any differently than, any of the little tiny toothpicks. And yeah, they're just not my thing. I've flown other people's, I've never flown my own. But yeah, I don't really need to fly it because it's just, there's nothing that a frame is going, like, frames don't change anything, guys. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's never going to be a frame that comes out that completely revolutionizes everything. Like a frame makes like 1% of a difference in flight characteristics, and if you think you can tell a 1% difference, unfortunately you're wrong. I can't even tell 1% difference. So you've got to be way, way, way better than I am, and you probably are, but still, you're not going to tell a difference. Frames, yeah, they all fly the same unless they're completely jacked up and, you know, have the carbon fiber strands run in the wrong direction or just a terrible design. Where you've got like resonance problems. But in 2021, as long as the frame's not designed by Armatan, it's not going to have any of this problems. You know, I had to get that dig in there. So yeah, frames don't really change the way things fly. What makes one thing fly different from another is the motors, the props, and the all-up weight. And I've flown plenty of rigs with that same combo as the Babito. So I don't really need to fly it. It's a tinywhoop with the ducts removed, so it has slightly better flight characteristics than a tinywhoop. And yeah, like I said, if I'm going to fly something outside, it's going to be a 3-inch rig. It's going to be either a toothpick or preferably a ripsqueak, because yeah, they just fly better. It's just the way it sort of is. In the chat, GrizzFPV was first, Expander was next, ImpFPV, Ramdonko, Dead Chicken, Chopper FPV, CMYK, Northern Tier, Technique, Aircon, Ramdonko, Mr. Huggy. I'm so behind, I'm going to leave it there. If you want the gangly man to read your name, you got to get in early. If you want to talk to me directly, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do so, on my screen, it'll light up in orange like this, and then I'll know that you're talking to me. Bot Grinder goes on at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter live stream than normal, but that's okay. GrizzFPV tagged me and said, what's up? Ramdonko says, love, love. CMYK says, what's up, collective? Mr. Huggy says, what do you think about RCInPower's new 1002 motors? Sound like they could be perfect for tiny lifters. Albert Kim has a review on them. Yeah, they're an interesting size. They're not big enough, though, I don't think, for the tiny lifters. I've got the tiny lifters on 1102s, and those are actually not quite big enough. So I don't know what the 1002s are for. The only thing that I can possibly think of them being for, well, no, I do know what they're for. They're for 75 millimeter or 2-inch toothpicks, like the Babito. That would work well on those 1002s if you wanted some more power. Michael D says happy Friday. Michael D also says PayPal. Let's get that going here. Let me open up my email. Hold on, I gotta show you guys something. You gotta keep this quiet though. This is just between us. Come on, keep me signed in. How many times do I have to tell you to keep me signed in? I do not have an email from PayPal. Come on. It's me, come on. Great, let's go. Trust. How many times do I have to tell you to trust this browser, yo? So this is the gig. This is one of the edits from the gig that I did for UGA. They just sent this over to me, and they said, don't share. So why not put it on a live stream? But I think you guys can just don't share it outside of this. I want to give you guys desktop audio. There we go. And I'm going to kill my mic.
As a lifelong Georgia fan, have you ever wondered what it's like to be a student athlete at the University of Georgia? Well, Southeast Mortgage is about to give you an exclusive look at the facilities like you've never seen before.
Yo, hold on. I gotta put the audio back correct. Hold on. Monitor. Turn this on, and I gotta turn that off. Okay, cool. Yeah, what an edit, man. I'm so happy with that. I flew a lot. They squeezed a lot of my flying into that edit. Michael D, I don't have an email from PayPal. Yes, I do. God damn, bro. Michael D with $100 PayPal, bro. He says housewarming gifts and help you out with the unemployment office goof up. Dude, Michael, thank you so much. Holy Christ. Michael D, what of yours can I send people to? Do you have you want people to sub to you on here? Do you have a website? What, Jesus. Thank you so much, brother. Holy Christ. Super generous. If you don't know what Michael's talking about with that comment when he says unemployment office goof up, it would appear, and I think I'm gonna appeal it again just to push it off as far as I can. It looks like unemployment continued to pay me out when they shouldn't have, and it looks like I'm gonna have to pay over $5,000 back to South Carolina, which, like, worst timing in the world with the move and shit coming up. So that kind of sucks. The proper way to look at it, though, is that I got an interest-free loan from the unemployment office for a year and a half, and now I have to pay it back. Hopefully there's some kind of a payment plan so that I can pay it back slowly, because I don't have $5,300 or whatever the hell it is to give them right now. But yeah, I really needed the money back then. It's weird to say this, but I need it less right now. Like, I'm much more established right now than I was back then. So yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it kept me afloat. You know, that extra money kept me afloat back when I was full blown unemployed. So it's weird timing, but hey, an interest-free loan for a year and a half is a pretty good deal, right? You don't come across that much very often. Looking at it, that I thank my father for helping me look at things that way. I remember he told me way back when I was doing my W-9 or 1099, whatever the hell it is, when you get a new job and you get to claim a number of dependents. I remember he told me to claim like 2 or 3, not dependents, but instead of claiming 0 and then getting money back in April, he used to tell me to do like 1 or 2 or even 3, and then I would get paid more all year as an interest-free loan, and then every April I would have to pay some of that interest-free loan back. And I actually did that for a while, and it always hurts, and it's weird because, like, you don't notice the extra money every month, but yeah, I mean, it's there. You're making a couple $100 extra a month, but then it hurts like hell in April to have to pay all that back. The right way to do it is to have a savings account, right? You automatically figure out how much that money is. You automatically deduct it from your check. It dumps into a savings account, and then you have this year-long savings account that piles up. And then if you need it, it's there. If you don't need it in April, you dump it and you give it back. You know, hack the government. So there's that. All kinds of weird, random life advice tonight. Michael D, thanks again. Jesus Christ, man. Super generous. My God. Airwave Ant says, new place? Not yet. Soon, brother. Technique tagged me with a little face and a hand. CMYK says, congrats, dude. Thank you, brother. Michael Blade says, hey. Metal Dirtskin says, I have the Home Depot HDX ones with the Breaking Bad style flip-top lids. I have at least 25 to 30. Very cool. Metal knows what's up. Airwave Vant with $1 super chat. Thank you, Airwave Vant. Very cool of you. Airwave Vant also says Home Depot black and yellow. Yeah, I think that's the ones. I have 4 of those. Here's the other thing. What I actually don't like about those Home Depot ones is that they're so heavy duty and they're so big that I tend to put too much shit in them, and then I can barely pick them up, and then inevitably I hurt my back. The ones that I got from Costco are a lot smaller. I wish I had one here. I do have one here to show you. this is the, for me at least, for my weak ass, this is the sweet spot for me. This is like not so big that you can fit so much shit in it that you hurt yourself, but it's big enough that that you can put a good amount of stuff in it. And it's also clear. I like that they're clear, so I don't have to go digging through them. I don't have to go digging through them to find my shit. I can just look through the outside with a flashlight. So yeah, if you're gonna buy a million, also that size is perfect for sliding under beds, and it's like the perfect size for a lot of shelving units. So yeah, make sure you're not buying a size that's too big, because then yeah, you can put too much stuff in it. It's to me, it's better to have a bunch of smaller ones than one big one. That's what she said. Michael D says, awesome. I was hoping you'd sell some Whoop builds as well. Very cool. Harble's FPV with a $4.20 super chat. The wee number, he says, don't forget your towel. What towel? What towel? For showering? YouTube just did the thing. Thanks, Harbles. Much appreciated, Ken. Ram Dongo says, I've been lurking. It's late here. Equals respect. Keep it up. Thanks, Ram. Metaldertskin says, I think most people aren't railing their whoops around quite at the level you are, thus the difference is less noticeable. Very true. But you know, having a better flying whoop is going to allow you to grow more into it. And to be honest, there is a big difference, man. There is actually a really, really, really big difference with this new 0702 rig. It is a lot easier to fly. Like it is the only reason that I've been able to do some of the stuff that I've been able to do. It's weird to say that. Like I always preach like your flight skills are 99% of it, and I think that in this case there's still like 80% of it. But man, there's this tiny whoops have come a long way. It's just that like tiny whoops have never had enough like when tiny whoops are lightweight, they've never had enough power. And those are the two those things have been like drastically wrong with tiny whoops for a long time. But my God, this new 0702 30,000 kV setup, it is light enough and it has enough power finally. And that really opens the door for a lot of different, just a lot more three-dimensional stuff that we only used to be able to do outside. And like, yes, it's going to take you a while to get good enough to deal with that. It took me a long time when the 0802 25,000 kV motors come out to adjust to flying like hard freestyle inside. But you can absolutely do it if you put the time in. And in my opinion, it's really worth it. Quadfather says, do you think the Mob6 HDZero is too heavy at almost 24 grams? Sort of, Quadfather. Like I was just saying, like the lightweight has really helped these things out. What I'm actually encouraged about, so FPV Cycle, for anybody that wasn't here on Wednesday's stream, FPV Cycle offered to send me one of those for testing and to figure out what the right motor and prop combo is. So head on over to fpvexchange.com and start using the website because it's a fucking amazing website. You can buy stuff there that's not for sale anywhere else. You can trade your gear. You can buy used gear. It's an amazing website. Help support Nevin because he has put a ton of work and time and money into that website, and it's a great site. Yeah, he's going to send me one, and we're going to figure that out. I think the answer is yes. I think that it is still a little bit too heavy, but we'll see. That setup might be... It might be the only setup that really works well in the 75 mil frame, but I still don't think so because the 75 rigs make the situation even worse because they're heavier. I don't really feel a difference in, like, typically when you go up in prop size, it's a bigger parachute, it doesn't slide as much, but the amount of weight that is gained by going up in these cases, because the ducts have to get bigger, I think that offsets that. So that rig might still be better on a 65 mil frame to try to just get the weight under control. I'm probably going to try it on both, so we'll see. I have another Mob7 V4 frame, so yeah, we'll probably put it up on both and see where it's better on a 75 mil chassis or a 65 mil chassis, and then we'll play around with motors and get that figured out. That should be kind of fun. I think I'm going to order, I think for that rig, I'm going to order up a set of the tinywhoop.com EX0802 30,000s. And yeah, we'll see how good we can get that thing flying. It's never going to fly as good as these 65 mil tiny whoops, but being able to get HD footage out of it is a big deal. That is really, really, really cool. So maybe it'll be, I don't know, it'll never fly as good, but it'll be really cool to be able to get that more HD-ish footage out of it. CiottiFPV says, what's up? Frank Nicholas says, I'm not disagreeing with your view on tiny whoops being for inside. I generally agree. It will be interesting to get Nick Burns' opinion on tiny whoops, toothpicks, and inside/outside. I've talked to Nick about it in depth, and we're one-to-one. He agrees. I mean, it's kind of easy for him to say, right? Because he gets a lot of rigs sent to him, so he has a ton of toothpick-style rigs and whatnot sitting around. But yeah, and that's where, like, that's where I have to kind of back off a little bit, right? Because not everybody has the budget to have a toothpick and a tiny whoop. Easy for Nick and I to kind of say this because we have, you know, quads coming out our asses. So we can use the right tool for the right job. That being said, Mob6 ELRS is $100, and it's the best possible tool for the job of flying inside. Building a toothpick is going to cost you like $150. If you need something to fly outside your house that's really, really quiet, it's not a big investment. I think, though, to be honest, that you should skip the toothpick and go right up to like a full-blown 4S 3-inch rig, like a Ripsqueak, because I don't think they're loud enough that most neighbors are going to get pissed unless you give them a reason to get pissed, right? As long as you're cool with your neighbors and, like, the first time they say something, you don't go like, ah, fuck you. You just go like, hey, you know, I understand. I'm sorry that I was flying when you were, whatever, trying to watch that show. My batteries only last 3 minutes each. I only fly like once a day. You know, is there a time of day that's better for me to fly because I really love to fly? Hey, check these goggles. Check the second set of goggles out here. Come for a ride along with me. Oh, isn't that the coolest thing ever? Now you don't ever have to worry about it because, like, now they understand it, right? So that, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. I am going to be building a Vista toothpick just to kind of see. And it you know, it makes sense for me to have a toothpick build because a lot of people love them. But, you know, in my opinion, a Ripsqueak at 220, 230, 240, 250 grams on 4S 850s or 4S 700s or 650s, I think that's the best outside your house thrasher. And I think most people's neighbors would not get pissed off about that as long as you're cool with them. Airwave Ant says, I don't know, man, I flew Alien exclusively, and when I switched to Apex, I felt a vast difference. So that's what when I said that as long as one frame is not like kind of garbage, and like the Alien frame is not garbage, but it's just old as hell. It's an old frame with 4mm arms and just old technology. You're going from, you know, that's going from a 1970s car to a 2020 car. So yeah, I don't doubt that you that you felt a difference between those two frames. Although I'm surprised that you felt a vast difference. I've flown the Alien frame. I've flown the Apex frame. There's definitely a little bit of a difference, but I did not feel a vast difference. Did you change anything? Did you change motors? Did you change? Because the big difference is just that the Alien is not going to deal with vibrations as well But it wasn't that bad. Like the Alien wasn't a frame that was really that bad when it came to vibes. The Apex is pretty good. But yeah, I'm shocked that you felt a vast difference. That's surprising. I would never guess that in a million years. But what do I know? You know, I tend to not feel much of a difference between stuff. I tend to just adapt and fly around whatever the problems are. So, and I'm not that great of a pilot either. So. Frank Diggler is dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you very much. This is my full-time job. Support me over at that website. A million different ways you can do so. Patreon helps me out the most, and it gets you in potentially on giveaways every other Monday. Gives you access to audio versions of a bunch of my streams, a super secret playlist here on YouTube with sketchy stuff that I don't want to be public. Patreon-only live streams, raw edits, stuff that just never sees the light of day. Couple of Facebook groups that you get access to. You get access to my Discord channel. You get access to the Stick and Dick End Fund, which is a package of every single stick end that exists that I'm sending out to patrons that sign up for it. So if you want to find the stick end that works perfectly for you, this is kind of the only way to do it, because you can't figure that out by looking at a picture. You have to put them on your transmitter and wiggle them around to figure out if they're the right stick ends for you. Frank Nicholas says the Mob 6 I have is 65 millimeters. Yep, it is. Technique with a $1 super chat. Thank you, Technique. Very cool of you to support the madness that is trying to do FPV full time. There's also a bunch of affiliate links over there on CiottiFPV.com. Click those before you do an order, and I'll get 1 to 6% of your shopping cart for no reason. It doesn't affect you in any way. Get FPV, Crate, God's website, FPV Cycle. Next time you're doing an FPV order, someone's got an affiliate link to that website. Click it, helps them out. They can continue to make free content for you to watch. Imp FPV says applause. Fargo says that's sick. Technique says wow, it worked. Thanks again, Technique. Steady Eddie says, I'm going through my spare parts bin and looking at building a 3-inch toothpick, 1103 10000 1-2 SAIO, and the new HDZero Whoop VTX and cam when it comes out, 57 grams all up weight, 451S battery. Thoughts? 10,000 kV. I think 10,000 kV you're going to want to be on 2S. Other than that, that build sounds awesome. That'll be very cool on HDZero. I think this really lightweight HDZero Whoop board is really perfect for toothpicks. Toothpicks are not going to have nearly as much trouble as a tinywhoop picking up the extra few grams that HDZero VTX is. Mr. Huggy says, you're going to delete this stream then? Why? Why am I going to delete this stream? YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. CH3 says, after that awesome gig, I should say CiottiFPV my G. Michael D says, I don't have anything to sub to, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you. You're certainly welcome, brother. If you do, let me know. We'll get some people over to it. Jason Crabtree says, what size are the quads on the back wall? That is a 2-inch LB97. This is a 5-inch mini quad. This is Ryan Harrell's very first frame, the mini quad test bench Crush. This is a Rotor Riot CL1. Best spot for CL1s is up here on the wall without any electronics in them. And this is the CB. Ooh, shit. What was the wheelbase? CB122, I think it is. This is the frame that I was flying at Quad Camp way back when I did the infamous power loops and Matty flips under the folding tables. Yeah, these are just some extra random rigs that were sitting around and at Studio One, and they were perfect to just kind of throw up on the wall here. Ramdongo says, very impressive. Thank you, brother. GG from Technique. Metal Richardson says, I love toothpicks, but I've become a fan of 3.5-inch. When I fly mine, everyone remarks how quiet it is. That's interesting. Yeah, with a 3.5-inch propeller, you can move air a little bit more slowly to get the same amount of weight because it's a bigger propeller, or thrust, not weight. So yeah, and that'll make a little bit less noise. The noise is made from moving air meeting with non-moving air, and the faster that moving air is moving, the louder it's going to be. So the smaller the propeller, for the same amount of thrust, the smaller the propeller, the noisier it's going to be, is what's going on there. Jay Barnes says, how's it going? It's going well, my man. Bob Noxious says, what's up, collective? Let's get to whooping, brother. Soon. We got to do a BetaFlight setup first. And then Jason Crabtree says, the infamous CB that's impossible to get. Yeah, CB is long gone. Rotorius was originally run by an amazing guy in Great Britain. And then when he wanted to get out of it, I wanted to take it over, but I didn't have any money to basically give him for it. And there was somebody here in the U.S. in Tennessee that did have money to give him. And unfortunately, he was not. I don't know. I was really hoping that wouldn't happen because he was a know-nothing, know-it-all, as I call them. He was one of these people that doesn't actually know anything, but talks a huge game and is never wrong, and just, and that killed the company because he wouldn't listen to any of the feedback that I would give him or any of the other sponsored pilots would give them. He knew best. And he really knew nothing. Like, he wasn't a good pilot. He wasn't a good engineer. He was actually a cop. Go figure. He could never be wrong. Sound like any cops you know or have been pulled over by? So yeah, it's a real shame. That was a really cool company. I loved being sponsored by them. It was my very first sponsor. But yeah, it just got killed by somebody that could not. Whatever. Perry Earl says, I'm going to be back up by you next week. Would love to meet up and fly again. I'll do my best, Perry. My life is going at 100%, 107,000% right now with great stuff. So freestyle flying is kind of very low on my list of priorities. But if I can get out and fly, I absolutely will. Just don't hold your breath. It's a nuts time right now. Ram Donko says, fresh equals nice to see you live. CiottiFPV, the crew in chat. What's up, Ram? All right, cool. Let's get BetaFlight fired up here. And we will get this fresh Mob 6 board all set up. Let me get this USB hub turned on. Why the hell does that USB hub keep turning off? That's kind of worrying. So this is a fresh out of the box Mob 6 ELRS AIO, and we are going to get it configured the way that I like to configure stuff, and we're going to get it on BetaFlight 4.3 because that's what we're doing now. So let's connect real quick and take a look. So it's actually on 4.3 already. Wow. They're shipping these things on unstable, not nightly builds, but on release candidate builds. That's wild. But we want to get it off of there. The one thing that I like to do is take a quick look at the ports tab. And to be honest, one of the easiest things to do is just to take a screenshot of your ports tab here. This is the one thing that, is kind of a pain in the ass to dig up. But wow, look, they've got the PID loop on 2K. No shit. Wow. Just take a quick look and see if there's anything wacky in here that you're gonna forget to get reset. Usually, when you use the right target, it'll usually fill the majority of this stuff back in. But it's just worth it to take a super quick look. Look at these aggressive ass PIDs they have in here. Holy crap. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this as well because that's pretty it's pretty wild there. All right, so we got a couple of screenshots going here. Why is that on rate profile 2? Very strange. They have pretty much default filtering. No, they turned down the number of dynamic notches. They've also turned down the Q factor. That's strange. Here in the receiver, everything looks kind of normal. Yeah, nothing really different here. I wonder what they have the mode set up. Wow, very basic mode setup. Let's see what they have for, okay, so they have it on D-Shot 300. And, okay, so that's really it. Those are the things that I like to look at before I flash a rig. So here we go. We're gonna hit auto detect, and that's gonna find it as Crazy Bee 4SX1280, and then here's our stable version of 4.3.0. We're going to click Load Firmware Online, give it a second. And now we're going to click Flash Firmware. And we'll give it a minute here. It's going to erase, and then it's going to flash. Jesus, it's 8 o'clock already. We'll probably go a little bit long here tonight, but I'm going to be yelling and screaming for you guys to leave at 9 o'clock Eastern and go watch Bot Grinder. While it's flashing, let me, I'm going to get some stuff going here so that we can just start flying as quick as possible once we're ready to go. So I'm plugging in the video receiver module and putting it outside there. And just like that, programming has been successful. All right, so we're gonna hit connect, and now we're gonna reset everything. So it's telling me that there's no motor protocol selected and the accelerometer is not calibrated. So we'll take care of the accelerometer first. Hold the rig as flat as I sort of can. I can never get it quite right, but can always get it pretty close on the desk here. All right, so our accelerometer is somewhat calibrated. It's hard with the USB plugged in. Metadirtskin says the F411 can't quite handle SPI ELRS RPM filter 4K. Personally, I turn off RPM filter on whoops and I run it at 4K, but your mileage may vary. Yeah, the other one I've had on 4K and it's been totally fine. I have heard that I have heard what Metadirtskin is saying, though. Restyle says thoughts on the Mob6 7. None yet. I haven't flown it, but FPV Exchange is very, very kindly sending me one, so I will fly it soon. All right, so from looking at the ports tab, I know that this was on TBS Smart Audio and that everything else was left alone here. So we got our ports tab set back up the way that it needs to be, and so it stops giving us that warning. Let's come in here. We're going to reverse the motor direction, and then we're going to put it onto D-Shot 300. And might as well turn on bidirectional. And we're going to drop motor poles down to 12. Save and reboot. All right, so now it's not going to give us any annoying warnings anymore every time we connect. And let's just start going through these top to bottom. So we already took care of ports. That's good to go. We're going to come in here to configure it. Well, actually, before that, we're going to go in here to setup. We're going to take the rig. We're going to make sure that everything is the way it should be. Nose down, nose up, yaw left, yaw right, roll left, roll right. All right, so the accelerometer and everything is, and the gyro are all happy. They're oriented correctly, basically. So we're gonna leave it at 4K. I'm gonna leave the accelerometer on, put your name in here. Turn these two guys on so that your ESC beeper is gonna work. That's important for tiny whoops, they disappear really easily. Arming I put to 180 so that I can arm it at any angle. And then we're going to come down here. I'm going to turn permanent air mode off, and I'm going to leave OSD on. The reason why I turn permanent air mode off is because I run it on a switch, so that I can turn it off and on when I want it to, rather than having it just be on all the time. Frank Nicholas says, are you going to check the ESC version and or upgrade to Blu-ray? I am indeed. I've basically put everything on Blu-ray. Great. Bluejay, that's BLES nowadays. So configuration is now good to go. Power and battery is not. Now that's weird. That's stupid that they don't have this set properly for this board. I think the right numbers are like this. I think it's 3.1, 4.5, 3.3. Yeah, I think that's correct. There is a wacky scale in here though, so that's a good thing. It looks like the scale is correct on this. So that's good. Let's go into presets here, and we're gonna do the RC Link preset, which is really the only one that I use. And we're gonna do Express LRS 250 Hertz. 500 doesn't run quite right on the BetaFPV module, which is fine. 250 is plenty fast. I'm gonna put it on cinematic because I'm a cinematic kind of guy. SPI, and then single cell values. And this cinematic rates thing is whatever. I put my center sensitivity. I'm actually going to turn that off because I put my own rates in. That lowers your center stick sensitivity in your rates, but you should be using your own rates. So give it a second here, and all right, so that's good to go. That's all that I do in the presets. I don't do any of the other presets. PID tuning. I'm actually going to leave this completely stock, other than the feed forward, because I want to see what a stock tune flies like on this guy. I'm going to move this jitter reduction up to 15 just for a little bit more stick smoothing. I-term relax, I'm going to drop down to 10. Anti-gravity, I'm going to move up to 5. Dynamic damping, I'm going to move the gain up to 40. And I'm actually going to leave the advance at 20. 20 is very, very low, but it should be a good value. Motor output limit 100%, good. All right, so the one thing I am going to do is move the feed forward down a little bit. Move it down halfway to 0.5. Usually I run it lower than this, but I'm using this jitter reduction and something in the receiver tab as stick smoothing nowadays. So I'm playing around with running the feed forward a little bit higher. Other than that, I'm not going to leave it stock. We're going to... Tiny whoops always need more. So I'm going to move the master multiplier up a little bit. I'm going to move it to 1.2 because I know that it's a tiny whoop and it's going to need that. It's probably going to get moved up even more, but no, let's leave it stock. We'll fly it completely stock, and then we'll plug it back in, and I'll crank that up and show you guys the difference there. Put my rates in here. Oops. Come on. All right. And nope, not just 7.7, yo. And then throttle expo, we're gonna do 30%. Throttle midpoint, we're gonna do 40. You need to set those for your specific rig, your propeller, motor, battery, all up weight combo. I've built enough of these rigs where I know that's gonna be pretty close to correct. Gyro filter all the way up as high as it'll go because the gyro filtering does very little. This is a very clean rig, so I'm going to move the D-term filtering up to 1.2. Gyro RPM filtering, I'm going to leave that alone. Usually I move the harmonics down to 2, but on a tiny whoop you're turning so much RPM that third harmonic still does kind of exist, so I leave that alone. And then the dynamic filter, I'm going to leave this notch count at 1, and I'm going to leave the Q factor at 500. Minimum frequency 150 is good. This maximum, I'm going to move all the way up to 1,000 though, just to make sure. We're turning a lot of RPM. I have it at 1,000 on the 30,000 kVs. Let's actually do 900 because this is only 25,000 kV. All right, so we're good to go in the PID tuning tab. We're going to come into the receiver tab. It's set up with Express LRS. That's good to go. We're going to take the channel map and then we're going to move it to TAER. That's just the way that my personal transmitter was set up originally, and I never changed it. Stick low threshold 2,000, stick high threshold 3,000. I'm sorry, stick low 1,000, stick high 2,000, 3 points of deadband, and then we're going to take these and put these both to auto, and we're going to move this auto factor down. 250 is an awful lot. We're going to move it down to 100. This right here is your main stick smoothing. At 250, that's going to add a lot of stick smoothing. Your footage is going to look fantastic. with a tinywhoop, and with most rigs, actually, I've been lowering this down because I still don't like a lot of feed forward. So now we're going to bind the receiver. I got to get my transmitter out for that. Express LRS rather. When it's SPI, you do everything in here. You don't need to update it in the software or anything like that. It's all based on the target that you flash to it. So hopefully this will bind. If this doesn't bind, we're gonna have to do some wacky shit in the CLI. So cross your fingers. Hey, fantastic. All right, cool. So it did bind. Man, that was easy. That is really nice. Sticks both in the bottom left corner. Make sure that all the pitch, roll, yaw, throttle values are all below 1,000 because I set my stick low to 1,000. Sticks in the top right corner. Make sure everything is above 2,000 because I set my stick high threshold to 2,000. Aux 1 is where I expect it. Aux 2 is where I expect it. Aux 3 is where I expect it. I still have this transmitter sending the throttle on aux 4. I mean, nothing else is coming through on aux 4 anyway, so it's whatever. I was doing that for a little bit when I was playing around with having air mode trigger. You know what? I'm gonna actually turn that off right now because there's just no reason for it. It's in. Is it in mixes? Yeah, it's in mixes. So it's channel 8 in here, and I'm just gonna delete this. And now aux 4 is free. Okay, cool. So aux 4 is now just sending nothing. All right, so we're good to go in here now. We're all bound up. Hit save. And it looks like aux 11 is my RSSI, but I think ELRS brings in RSSI and everything on its own. Come in here, aux 1 for arming. Open this all the way up. Horizon mode, we're going to put on aux 2 with the switch all the way forward. I use this as, I lost my video, oh my god, flip this switch and the accelerometer comes on and I have a chance at getting the rig back. Beeper is going to be aux 3 with the switch all the way down. OSD disable we're going to work in a minute. Air mode is on aux 2 and we're going to put it in both of these switch positions. Flip over after crash is going to be on aux 3 right in the middle. And then just for funsies, launch control is going to be on aux 2 in the middle. And that's how I set up my modes. We're going to go in here to adjustments, and this is how I'm going to control the OSD. I'm going to put this onto aux 2. I'm going to open the range all the way up. I'm going to apply OSD profile selection via channel aux 2 and save that. And we're going to talk more about that in a second when I drop my stuff in here. I guess I already did everything in the motors tab, so we're good there. We can move right over to the OSD. I have a chunk of text here with all my OSD stuff in it that I'm just going to really quickly copy and paste. And that is coming up. I'm just doing that on the other monitor. All right, so I'll do this in the CLI. We'll do this and a couple other things in the CLI. So that's my that's all my OSD stuff. And then I'm going to type get PID sum, and we're going to crank the PID sum up to a value of 1,000. This is going to give the PID loop access to all of the power that the motors can give. Right now, the PID loop can only access 50% and 40% of the total amount of power that the rig produces. And by doing this right here, we're going to change that to full power. We're also going to type get RPM in here, and that's going to get our RPM filter Q. This is how narrow or wide the RPM filter is. So I'm going to type set RPM filter, and I'm actually going to move this to 1,000 as well. That just makes it a more targeted RPM filter, and we're going to click save. It makes the RPM filter more narrow, so there's less latency there. We're going to reconnect, and now we're going to go into OSD, and the majority of my OSD is going to be set up here, but there's a couple quick things that we still do need to add. Wow, there's a bunch of stuff missing, actually. Battery current draw, we're going to turn that on. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn these things on for both 1 and 2. What that'll do is that when my switch that's above my throttle is all the way forward or in the middle position, it's going to give me the full OSD. But when I pull the switch down all the way towards me into position 3, all it's going to give me is warnings. That's how I get, like, footage out of my tinywhoops without all the ugly OSD elements in it. I also want to add in throttle position. I love having throttle position in here, and I like to put it right there. And then I'm also going to add pitch, the angle that I'm at on pitch, and I put that in the top right corner. There we go. So that's my full OSD setup. I want to add post-flight stats. I want to add ESC RPM maximum. That's a really cool one, and that's fine. So I'm not turning on crash prevention because I want to play around without crash prevention here. These two rigs are pretty similar. And I still need to spend a little bit more time dialing crash prevention in. Looks like somehow the VTX nope, it did not. Load from file. I wonder if I have a VTX table here on this computer. Maybe it's in quads. Hey, look at that. There it is. And that's loaded. We're going to go to race band channel 8, power 25, low power until first arm, and save it, and we should be good. No black box, and that's it. That's a full BetaFlight 4.3 setup. Now what we're going to do is fly stone stock BetaFlight 4.3. Actually, no, we're not, because none of the batteries are charged. Wait, no, this one's charged. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna fly stone stock BetaFlight 4.3 and see what's up on a tinywhoop. What do you think of that? Actually, no. We're gonna make sure the motors are spinning in the right direction, because chances are they're not. So, got it plugged back in. Oh, wait, I gotta get it on the Bluejay, too. So, first things first, we're gonna get it on the Bluejay. And we do that at esc-configurator.com. Monitor, zoom mic. All right, esc-configurator.com, we have power to the rig. Click connect, click read settings. If this is all super overwhelming to you, Remy Tim in the chat is the FPV mentor, and he can help you out through all this stuff. He's a great guy. You can hit him at fpvmentor.com, and yeah, he would love to help you through the madness that is getting set up to fly. It's not all that hard, though, to be really honest. Like, if you're gonna stay in this hobby, you have to learn how to search Google and YouTube. And as soon as you figure out how to do that, you can figure all this stuff out. It's gonna take a little time for sure, but it's really not all that bad. So you can do hard things, I promise. I'm not an engineer or anything like that. And I figured out how to do all. Look, look, here's the long and short of it. There are a lot of people much dumber than you are that have gotten into this, and continue to fly. So have faith in yourself. You can do it. And it's just all about looking up YouTube videos, man. I'm a little confused as to what's going on here, though. It's it is refusing to connect to ESCconfigurator.com, which is a little weird. I've not had this problem before. Checking chat here real quick. Wow, okay, it was just slow. Weird. Man, that was real slow. So we're going to get it onto Bluejay. And 0.16, never, ever, ever change this OH5. Always leave that alone. And then for PWM, we're going to go 48 and flash. We'll give it some time. Aircon says, did you try to turn off RC smoothing if you have no sync on arm flashed on your ELRS transmitter and your telemetry is off? You can turn off your RC smoothing with jitter red at 7 and FF SMO at 65. I don't know what any of that means. RC smoothing is necessary with these new higher loop rate control links so that the amount of jitter in the RC signal doesn't make feed forward go bananas. I have no clue what Aircon is talking about here with no sync on arm flashed. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, but RC smoothing is really important. I would never recommend you turn that off unless you're going to not use feed forward, I guess. But yeah, RC smoothing I use as stick smoothing. So you'll never find me turning RC smoothing off, and from what I've heard, it's really, really, really important. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend turning it off, but I don't know, if you're chasing every single fraction of a millisecond in latency, I guess maybe you could do that. Frank Nicholas says, if it's never been bound, it will automatically bind on first attempt. Not if the versions are mismatched, though. That's what I was worried about, is that the versions of ELRS would be mismatched, but apparently they're not, so all's well that ends well. Raven187 says, you ever tried flying whoops with motor stop on? I did it by mistake once for an entire weekend, and it can actually feel pretty good. I don't even know what motor stop is, to be honest with you. What's motor stop do? So here in now Bluejay, I'm going to turn on brake on stop. I'm going to turn this beacon delay to 2 minutes. After 2 minutes with no signal, it's going to start beeping in case I lose it. And then beacon strength, I'm going to turn up to 161, which makes the ESC beeper a little bit louder. Maximum startup power, I'm going to move from 1100 to 1200. And minimum startup power, I'm going to move from 1025 to 1075, just to give it a little bit more help on the initial oomph that it needs to turn the motors over. All right, so now we are good to go. We're going to disconnect from here. Now we're going to jump into the motors tab and make sure everything's spinning the right directions in BetaFlight. Where are we at? Here's motors, and all right, understand the risks. First thing we want to make sure is, oh, weird, is that the motors are in the right locations, which with an AIO, they pretty much always should be. Motor 1 is correct, motor 2 is correct, 3 is correct, 4 is correct. All right, cool. So now we're going to take the master and slowly move it up, and we're going to see what direction everybody is spinning. Motor 1 is correct, 2 is correct. Wow, they're all right. I'll be damned. I don't know if I've ever had that happen before. They're all spinning the right direction. All is right with the worlds. Let's put in a really low So we're not doing the dynamic idle the way that we used to. We're just hand dialing in RPM values now. For 5-inch rigs, apparently 30 to 40 is where you want this dynamic idle to be. With tiny whoops, usually you're going to want this higher, but let's chase the dragon. Let's put it at 40. That's going to be very low. That'll give us the most possible hang time. And that's that, my friends. Let's put it up in the air and see how it flies on completely stock PIDs. If this flies well on stock PIDs, I'll be blown away. I mean, really what that'll mean is that the default PIDs in 4.3 are hideously more aggressive than in previous beta flights, because tiny whoops always need a little bit extra. So this should be a little bit floppy, but that's an easy fix. We'll come in, crank that master slider up, and we'll be good to go. All right. What time is it? Wow, it's 8:30 already? Jesus. Oh man, the thing is disconnected again. Hold on. I gotta get the VTX fixed. USB camera, come on. Come on. Be there for me. Come on. Come on, USB camera. You can do this. Please. It was giving me no problems until very recently. Come on, man. Don't be like this. Don't be like this. There it is. Come to me. Yeah. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Let's get it up in the air. Let's just arm it. Left front motor was having a little bit of a problem spinning up there. And, all right, so the video will probably be a little shitty for a minute because it's just boiling hot. But hey, let's see how it is. Stock tune, stock BetaFlight 4.3 stable tune on a really good kind of fresh build. As you can see, there's been mad packing going on. So you saw that little wobble at the bottom of the stairs. That's the stock tune. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I can't believe I made that. So this. Oh God! Oh boy! That's gonna be walk of shame. No! I made it. Let's just back it out here. Back it out. Oh yeah! So this is these are the OG. Man, it is blown out as shit. Hold on. Let me turn the brightness down on my goggles a little bit. So yeah, this is like the OG setup. This is basically a Mob6 ELRS with the 0802 25,000s. I like these 0802 25,000s better than the motors that the Mob6 ELRS comes with, which are the 0702 26,000s. I really like these 0802 25,000s better than those. That being said, my favorite motor right now is the 0702 30,000 from tinywhoop.com. Get them while you can, friends. Whoa, what was that? New little OSD element when you go into crash flip mode, or turtle mode rather. It doesn't feel bad on the stock tune. It doesn't feel great either, though. I can fly around the prop wash, as you can see, where it hasn't prop washed in a minute or two. So you can absolutely fly around the prop wash. It does feel a little bit loose, which is, oh! I'm in it. I'm in the lamp, friends. I'm inside of the lamp. Oh, it's really in there. Oh, it's really in there. Here we go. Man, I'm surprised at how well this flies. Let's crank the PIDs up though, because they're gonna get cranked up no matter what. So let's just crank the master multiplier up. This is how easy tuning is nowadays. We used to have to. It used to be much more involved than this, but now it's incredibly easy. You plug in. This doesn't work on all rigs, but a lot of rigs you can tune this way. Come on in here. I mean, most rigs other than tinywhoops don't need this much PID authority, but with a tinywhoop, we're still in a situation where we're underpowered. Let's go up to master multiplier all the way up to 1.5. That's going to be a lot. I'm going to turn the stick response down to 0.5. And let's see how that is. I'm going to move this dynamic idle value up a little bit because that one motor was having trouble spinning. Cool. And that's pretty much that, friends. I don't know if you'll be able to see how much better this flies like this. It's kind of a feel thing. The only thing you can really see is like the prop wash. So you won't see prop wash anymore. But other than that, yeah, it's hard to show you tuning changes. I don't know, you might be able to see it. Look for it to be like a little bit more kind of locked in the air. Man, I lost it again. Jesus. Come on now. Strange. Here it comes. There it is. All right. Why is everything so blue? See how it just kind of tracks better? Oh boy. Oh boy. This battery is pretty dead though. Hold on. Let's get a fresh battery on here. There was a little... Hey, look at the shirt. Available on the Etsy store. CiottiFPV.com, friends. Go get you some. All right, so here it is with the PIDs cranked up. What do you think of that? And which battery is charged? This battery is charged. No, this is a... Well, yeah, it's fine. All right, people. Here we go. Arizona 48K PWM high, and then 24K low for anything on BL Heli 32. For BL Heli S, if you want more power, 48. If you want better flight performance, 24. Is that coming in? Yeah, it is. See how it kind of just... It just looks more like cinematic almost in a way. What the hell was that? Jesus. Oh, didn't make it. Let's see what we got going over here. Oh. So these crashes, see how these crashes are different from what you guys are used to seeing? This is what crashes are without crash prevention on. Crash prevention turns the accelerometer on for a split second. When the flight controller sees like a big G spike, basically a big G spike is you ramming into something. What's on the bottom of this table? Is there a leaf on the bottom of this table? Oops. What is that? Is that a leaf down there? To extend the table? See how it's all laid out? When you do that rotation? That's the tune doing that. And just this, like, just that smoothness, that, like, amazing smoothness That's like the tune doing that. That's, you know, I'm not like all of a sudden flying better. Oh boy. You can kind of see the power from these 0802 25,000s with the Gemfan triblades. It's really good. This setup is like normal to me. Not to most. Most people would fly this and be like, holy shit, that's the best flying tinywhoop ever. And it does fly really good, don't get me wrong. But these 30,000 kV motors have really spoiled me. Oh, balls. Oh, fuck. Couldn't quite get that. Oh my god, it's like I did it on purpose. Man, I can't... That's a walk of shame. I can't believe the difference that crash prevention makes. I was kind of starting to get mad at crash prevention, but I ain't mad at it anymore. Hang on. All right. More abuse. More abuse. Incoming. Oh, the RSSI, what's going on with that? Why is the RSSI so low? Did I just break the ceramic antenna, maybe? 5 RSSI, what's that about? The RSSI is... Oh, wow, it's gone. The ceramic antenna's gone. Well... Second battery on this Happy Model ELRS board, and the ceramic antenna broke off. Well, that kind of sucks. Anybody know if you can get replacement ceramic antennas? I'm just gonna keep flying it. Damn, that kind of sucks. Actually, I'm just gonna return this because, you know, that's not cool. Like, I mean, I crashed it, but I didn't crash it that hard. Oops. Interesting that it'll still work with the, without the antenna at all. Damn! That's wild. It just broke right off there. It's just gone. Okay, so yeah.
Telemetry lost.
Metal Anderson says you can solder on a 2.4 gigahertz wire antenna. Anyone that works with FR Sky. Oh yeah, very cool. I don't know where I would solder it though. There's four ceramic antenna pads there. I'll probably just do what I tell you guys to do all the time, which is return it, right? Like, yeah, it didn't come out of the box defective, but some shit breaking on like the first or the second battery, like that's not cool. That should not happen. Hey, so we're gonna go to a 75 millimeter rig. We're gonna go all the way up to this 75 mil rig because I really want you guys to see the difference between these two and understand why I keep saying that 65 is God and 75 can go to hell. So yeah, this is a Mob7 V4 frame, Mob7 V4 frame with all newbie drone stuff. Newbie drone, V1 Acrobee, their BeeCeiver, BT 2.0, T-motor 0803, 22,000 kV motors, and the 1.6 inch Gemfan biblades. And this battery's dead. Why is this battery dead? These batteries are on the charger all fucking night. Damn, dude, I can't believe that ceramic antenna broke off. That's super annoying. Hey, this battery's charged. There we go, that's much better. So the rates are a little bit different. Newbie drone has to have, so you see that? See how it just, oh, for fuck's sake. Newbie drone has to make its own hexes because they use a specific OSD chip. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm drunk when I'm flying this. Like, and as you can see, it's got power, but it's just got too much goddamn weight. See that? Like, there's definitely power there, but the power is there with too much weight. Let me get the cruising throttle figured out. I don't have the cruising throttle set properly. 24, 23, 30, 25, 27, 26, 25. All right, hold on. Let me get the expo set properly. Yeah, see the throttle mid is a little too high. Let's go 28. All right, that should feel a little bit better. Ooh, forts. Ooh. There's just, yeah. There's like big power. These motors make big power. That's for sure. These 0803s are really something. See that slide? See how it won't stop. You have to like roll it a lot to get it to kind of dig in. That's all that extra weight. And that just makes it less like, it's kind of less cinematic even, like, cause you can't, oh, fuck. See, and then there's situations like that where like I was expecting it to slide a little bit more, but it didn't. Oh God. So you could totally write that off as like, you know, you got to get used to it. But I'll take a rig that doesn't slide as much. See, and this rig has crash prevention turned on. That's why it's that's why it's recovering so much better. Yeah, this just like I'm kind of holding on for dear life with this. I'm not I don't feel like I'm a scalpel with this rig. I feel like it's just a big heavy thing that that I'm just trying to not hit walls with. Ooh! Ooh, somebody's in the hallway. I'm gonna come get him. I'm coming to get him. Coming to get him. Coming to get him. Ooh! Hey! I got you! Family! Ooh! God, it is hard to dive down those stairs, but I've gotten away with it like 3 times in a row now. Oh no, that backed into the wall. Uh-oh. Sometimes it doesn't fire up all the motors. There it goes. Uh-oh, uh-oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh no. Oh no. Walk of shame, friends. Shameful walk of shame. Ugh. Nothing. Talking to Sage. Alright. 10 minutes to bot grinder. Make sure you're ready to head over there and hang out with him. 9 o'clock is his time slot for Friday nights. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's that? Bag? I'm in a bag! Hey, Sage, can you help me out? Is it in it? Yay! Thank you. Oh God! Thank you. You are the best. Oop, battery low. Coming home, coming home. Make it, 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 make it. See, like, even just getting through the door, like, just trying to get through the doorway, it's just like a super struggle. It's just not, it's just too heavy. It's too much weight. It's too heavy. The power is there. We'll fly another one. The power is definitely there, but the amount of extra weight is not offset by the fact that it's a bigger propeller. In the way that, like, we get that feeling when you go from like a 5-inch to like a 6-inch or a 7-inch rig. But yeah, with these little guys, it's not enough of an improvement in slidiness. Oh boy, oh, that was ballsy. See, look at that. See how it doesn't. Oh boy. Yeah, it's just not. Oh, this battery's dead too. What's happening with that charger? Not charging these batteries up. Yeah, it's just not right for inside, unless you've got like a palatial mansion with nothing but space, or if you're flying in like a warehouse or something like that, I guess. But yeah, outside of that, oh come on, bonsai into the dishwasher, give it a Viking funeral. Come on, man, don't. Enough with the fucking beeping. Oh, fuck you. Fat shark, I swear to fuck. You need to figure your shit out. This is stupid. There's still plenty of life left in these goggles. Or in this goggle battery, rather. Alright, we'll do one more real quick on the 75, and then we're going to start bouncing around a couple other rigs, and then we'll wrap this thing up for tonight. Friends? Alright, here we go. We're back. All them options. Goddamn right. Here we go. What's happening in here? What's going on in here? What's going on in here?
Get out of this room.
Never!
It's a mess in here. Stop it. Oh, you wanna...
Oh boy. Oh boy! Oh boy! This shit's getting stuck in Maggie's hair tonight for sure.
Here you go.
Okay.
Got it? Is that good?
We're going for the music stand gap.
Bring it here.
I don't even know if this big ass thing will fit through there.
That here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna do this once and then you can take it away. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. Ah! Oh no.
Will it fit?
It won't be the first time you ask me that tonight. Ah! It fits! Good practice for later. Thank you. Oh god, I wasn't Sage in the face! Ah, I wasn't Sage in the face again! Oh, see that? See it? See it just sliding? No reason for that. 65 all day. Ooh, that was a spicy little tomato, though. That was a spicy little meatball. Oh, bonsai into the dishwasher. I mean, it is interesting. Like, it is interesting to have this much power and just grunt this thing around. Oh, and you can still do cool shit, but like just the ratio of cool shit to crashes is where the hell am I? Am I on the windowsill? I was. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Oh boy. There was a time that the 65mm rigs just didn't make enough power, and putting them onto the bigger propellers helped that. But we have motors now that do make enough power. On the, woo! We got some spin time on that spin cycle like a motherfucker. But yeah, so now that we have proper motors, we don't have to band-aid with the bigger propeller anymore. Oh, farts. And we can take advantage of the lighter weight on the smaller platform, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you're seeing. But again, you can still, like, it's 75, the 75s aren't bad, they're just not as good. They're just unequivocally not as good. And it's just weight. It's just weight, man. We don't need them to make the extra thrust anymore. Ooh, I almost did it by accident in the middle of a line. What keeps happening when I go to take off is one of the motors ain't spinning up. And, yeah. So there's that. T-Bird FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, that's what she said. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch. T-Bird FPV with another $10 super chat. He says, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Been keeping the Jeep on the road and drones in the air. Very cool. Very, very cool, my man. Looks like 3 $10 T-Bird super chats. Dude, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Scrolling back up to make sure I didn't miss any. And, nah, I'm good. T-Bird with a properly timed, that's what she said. All right, so there's the 7. I'll tell you what, this is the best flying 75 I've ever put together. But it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. Let me show you the ant camera real quick. Why has this battery been on this charger for so long and it's still showing that it's charging? See what's going on here. Battery says full. What is that on? That's a ELRS rig, so let's come down here. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. 3.85. No, this battery's not charging. But here's the ant cam, just to give you guys a view. Battery's probably gonna sag like hell. Yeah, it's all saggy. But here's what the ant camera looks like. Not quite as good in low light as the run cam. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just immediately. Immediate. I am. Yeah. Thank you, baby. God. She is the best. It's beeping. It's beeping. Hopefully she'll hear it. It's beeping. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So this is the rig that's on the 0802 30,000s, but with this battery being a shit, I'm not even going to attempt to fly it hard. But there you go. There's the ant camera. I gotta be honest. I'm not all that impressed by the ant camera. I like the Runcam Nano 3 better. It's quite a bit lighter, and I actually think it looks better. But that's just me. Hey, what's up with this battery, man? I think I've finally beaten on some of these batteries hard enough to kill them. So there was the ant cam. That's this rig here, the all newbie drone rig. 0802 30,000s. We're not going to spend any time with that. We are going to spend some time it's 9 o'clock. Go watch Bot Grinder. I got one more battery for you, though. on the 0702 30,000 kV rig, the what I consider to be the current ultimate freestyle tiny whoop. So we'll round the stream out with a proper full tilt boogie battery on the most full tilt of the tiny whoops. And hopefully it didn't drop the, yeah, there it is. All right, so we're good there. Here we go. Last destruction. I don't know when I'm gonna tear Studio 2 apart here, but it might be before the next time you see it. So this might be the last little tour of Studio 2. Oh my God. I don't move into the house until the end of July. So what I'm gonna do is get Studio 2 set up in the basement of the house. And yeah. Oh man. You'd never be able to land there again. That was wild. I keep forgetting to do that little like wall ridey thing. Well, that was a cool little movement there. Oh no 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 no. Oh please don't bury me. Oh God. Oh there we go. Look at that, man. Just a little pop of throttle. Those farts. Oh balls. Ooh.
20 seconds.
Actually, it's easy to get through there with this little guy. Let's see. Yep. Wow. It's like a joke to get through there with this dialed-in little rig. Oh wait, no. Let's see how it power loops this table. Beautifully. Wow. It's so light.
9, 8.
Oh, not light enough, apparently. Hold on. All right. Here we go.
7, 6, 5.
That was it, friends. That was it. Did you just see it? Did anybody just see it? That was it. That was it. We finally did it. Holy shit. I can't believe that just fell through there. That was it. That was the impossible power loop that I've been trying for...
See? Perfect timing. We don't need this help
Oh,
anymore.
for real. Oh my God. On the first fucking shot. Nope. I'll be able to get it out. There we go.
Universe's way of saying
We out.
we out.
We out. Wow. I can't believe. Whoa. I mean, like, I kind of want to try to hit it again so that it's not like, oh, well, it was just luck, but I think it was luck, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, no, it was luck, but whatever, we got it, and oh yeah, oh my God. I assumed that eventually I would get it, and it would be a huge explosion, which it was not, but I don't even care. There we go, there's a nice clean dining room table power loop, and we hit it again. We hit it twice. That one was even uglier, but I don't even care. We fucking hit the impossible trick that we could never hit in here right before we out. And that, my friends, is how you end a motherfucking live stream. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, that was wild. I can't believe I hit it on the first shot. That's ridiculous. There it is. The impossible power loop has been done. And go figure, I did it with the infinite fucking... yeah, this is it, friends. This is it. Mob6 ELRS. Switch it over to the 0702 30,000 kV motors. Gemfan biblades. BT 2.0. 300 mAh Tattoo or Tinylifters batteries. That's it. No questions asked. That is the best tinywhoop today. Good Lord. Thanks for hanging, friends. Who's gonna clip the impossible power loop and put it on Discord? Can somebody do that for me? You guys know how to do internet things. Whoo, damn. That was huge. I knew eventually I would send it down in a way that it would fall, and I know how to get that rotation to get through there. Just didn't think I would do it on the first shot at total random. Thanks for hanging out, friends. I'll see you guys again Sunday at 3 o'clock. CiottiFPV.com if you want to see content like this continue. See you Sunday. I don't have Clamman on the laptop here, unfortunately, or I would absolutely play Clamman. Here comes some flying. Love you guys. Be good. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Hold on, I want to get some audio for the flight footage. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Whoo, damn. We did it. We did it. It took hundreds of attempts, but we did it. Come on, come on, come on. Epidemic sound, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hopeful and restless. No, no, no. Angry and dark. Yeah, angry and dark. Give me some of that. All right, guys. See you Sunday. Later.